Well, the Raptors lose Game 5 in a similar fashion to how they lost Game 1 in a blowout. Now, for all of you guys who haven't seen the game, I wouldn't recommend you watching this game. The Raptors just didn't show up. I don't know what team was out there playing that Game 5, but it's not the team that played Game 3, Game 4, even Game 2. It was the team that played Game 1 because they just didn't show up. They had no effort, especially in that first half. The Raptors just had no energy. They were playing like they were in the lead, and it seemed like they just didn't make any extra efforts, any offensive rebounds or hustling or making that extra defensive play, switching and helping your helper. None of that. Just no extra effort from this Raptors team tonight, and the Raptors scored a franchise probably playoff low, and in the playoffs out of all the teams, this is the lowest that any team has scored in a quarter, and that was 11 points. And then the second quarter they got destroyed as well, and the Raptors were down 27 at half. They cut it down to 19, but that was all they wrote, because after that the Boston Celtics just took care of business. And the Boston Celtics, they did it in with committee. They had multiple guys in double figures, 6 guys in double figures from what I remember, 4 guys at double figures at halftime, and they were just spreading the ball. The Raptors allowed them to have wide open shots, no extra efforts, people leaking out and not defending as a 5. You gotta get the rebound and then move out, but the Raptors did not do that, and there's some questionable calls from the referee standpoint, and the numbers look a little better than they were because the bench unit with Chris Boucher, Matt Thomas and them in the fourth quarter in garbage time started scoring a bit more and made the numbers a little more decent, and the foul calls as well. But realistically, when the starters were playing, the Raptors were absolutely outmatched and outplayed. And I would have to say, even coaching-wise, the Raptors were outcoached in this one, because Nick Nurse, he was doing some weird substitutions in this game that I wasn't a big fan of. But I could see why he was doing it. I just didn't think it was going to be a good idea. First off, he went small a couple times with Pascal at the 5. And honestly, going small ball against this team, it isn't the greatest idea, because first off, you can go small with Norman Powell, Kyle Lowry, Van Vliet, and Matt Thomas or OG Anunoby, and then Pascal at the 5. Now, I'm not saying that's a bad lineup. I'm just saying if you're trying to compare that against the Celtics small ball lineup with Tatum, Brown, Kemba Walker, Wanamaker, and Tice, or even I think they had Semi Ojeleye or Marcus Smart or something, they are a much bigger in terms of small ball. They have more length. They have more guys who are more rugged, better at rebounding, and they just got to all the loose balls in this one. They played harder. They were attacking every single 50-50 ball, and the Raptors were losing all those 50-50 chances. And every time the Raptors came out with a good stop, they allowed an offensive rebound, led to another opportunity, and way too many turnovers in this game. Live ball turnovers killed the Raptors, let the Celtics get on the breaks, get easy shots and transitions, semi-transition, wide open threes, got to the free throw line as well. They just did everything and anything tonight, and the Raptors had no impact on slowing them down that first half. Second half, they won it, but it's pretty much too late after that, as there's a Charles Barkley guarantee at halftime. Usually he's wrong. I mean, before the game, he made a guarantee, and usually he's wrong. But in this one, the game was pretty much over at half, and it was going to be a huge mountain to climb in the second half. But the Raptors didn't get anything going. Honestly, if I just told you the stats of the Raptors players at halftime shooting the basketball, you'd be like, yeah, they had no chance. 0 of 4 from Marcus Gasol, 3 of 10 from OG, 1 of 7 from Van Vliet, 2 of 7 from Lowry, 1 of 6 for Norman Powell. With all those guys shooting that terribly, you're not going to get anything going. The Raptors started taking bad shots, highly contested shots, and the Celtics were getting wide open looks. It's just a tale of, are you taking good shots or are you taking bad shots? Are you working hard to create good shots? And the Raptors didn't do that. Marcus only played 14 minutes in this game. And I think Nick Nurse just looked at him and said, he just doesn't have it tonight. Offensively, he missed a bunch of shots and couldn't finish around the rim. And then he started just being passive and not looking for a shot. And I think Nick Nurse is like, screw this. This guy's not playing any offense. And defensively, he wasn't stopping Tice at all. So what was he really giving you? Because he was getting out muscled and bodied on the boards. And then on the offensive end, he's not even looking to score. Pretty much a liability there. And then Serge Ibaka, I thought Serge Ibaka could have earned more minutes. So that was something I also questioned Nick Nurse. Serge Ibaka was getting it going and he was scoring well. It was one of the only offensive options the Raptors had tonight. And he just didn't go with him. And he started playing him in the second half. He played well there, but really could have used his offensive punch in that first quarter. And if Marcus wasn't playing, Serge Ibaka's got to be the guy that's on the floor. You can't go small ball against these guys. It's just a bad idea. And the Raptors just couldn't take advantage. Also, another thing I got to point out is the Raptors failed to exploit those mismatches, as the Raptors did in the previous two games when Lowry or Van Vliet were guarded by Tice. They took advantage. They got to the free throw line, or they created for other guys. None of that. And when the Raptors got Kemba Walker on Pascal Siakam, or Van Vliet or Lowry got Kemba Walker on them, they didn't exploit that either. So if you don't exploit the mismatches, you're not going to score that many points going up against Tatum and Jaylen Brown and Marcus Smart straight up. And that's pretty much exactly what happened tonight. You know what Brad Stevens made in this game? First off, he put Marcus Smart on Kyle Lowry throughout the entire game, and that really stunted the Raptors' offense and their pace that they like to play with, because Marcus Smart was active. He fought over screens and he did a great job of neutralizing the pick and roll game that the Raptors try running with Kyle Lowry. And Nick Nurse has got to look into that and be like, what can we do to adjust to that? And honestly, he made some adjustments second half, and the Raptors just couldn't make consistent stops and get consistent baskets on the other end. Another thing I noticed is that OG Anunoby had a hot start in this game, scored 7 of the Raptors early, 9 or 11 points, then cooled down and just couldn't hit a jump shot after that. The Raptors got to do a better job of spacing the floor. Another thing I got to watch out for the Raptors is the bench. Norman Powell, he got it going a little bit in that fourth quarter when it was garbage time, but he's got to be more aggressive going to the rim and finishing. The Raptors could not finish around the rim today, whereas Marcus Gasol, Kyle Lowry, Van Vliet, Norman Powell just missed a lot of bunnies, a lot of layups in this one. So maybe the Raptors will do better on the offensive end because they're not going to miss those very often. So my final tidbits from this game is that Nurse has got to be better on the rotations. The Raptors had to play harder, play with some energy, play with some desperateness, because your backs are now again up against the wall, down 2-3 in the series. If you do not win Game 6, you go home. So this is a must win. And the Raptors play better when their backs against the wall, it seems like. So this maybe give them a spark to play better. Matt Thomas came into the game and he played well. He shot the ball well, and he was a threat all game long. Might see more Matt Thomas minutes going forward. Another thing I shout out to is Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown, after committing the huge mistake and allowing OG Anunoby to be wide open for that Game 3 game winner, then having the poor Game 4 that he had, he came out guns blazing, 27 points, 10 of 18 shooting, 3 steals, and he was just playing like a man possessed. He was hitting all his shots, he was playing hard, he was mixing it up, and he had that huge poster dunk on OG Anunoby. You probably see it on repeat. Huge dunk. And that was just a breakdown from the Raptors defense. They just couldn't guard a 2-on-2 play with Marcus Smart and Jaylen Brown. That's just shameless, because come on, it's 2-on-2. You guys just got to communicate there. Doesn't make any sense, but that's what the Raptors did. They just didn't have anything going offensively or defensively in that first half. So maybe we'll see some adjustments by Nick Nurse going forward. One thing that I pointed out in the last video is that I wanted Siakam to do more face-up game against Jaylen Brown, and I didn't see any of that in this one. So he's got to look into attacking Jaylen Brown using that technique, because he gets a quick first step and he's all the way at the rim already. Main thing going forward is the Raptors got to play harder, can't have that poor start. A good start is key for the Raptors winning games. The Raptors lost every single category, in my opinion, tonight. They shot the ball worse. They shot the three worse. And they got doubled at the free throw line. Couldn't get any calls going towards the rim today. You got to be more aggressive. I know the refs are not blowing the whistle when the Raptors are driving, but you got to force the whistle from the refs. The Raptors got to play harder, because if you don't play harder, the Raptors are not going to get any calls. And the Raptors' frustrations were boiling over to a point where Nick Nurse and Kyle Lowry both got technical. So Raptors were not happy with the whistle either. But Raptors got to fight through it, got to play harder. And Game 6, baby. Win or go home. We got to get this one. Until next time, guys. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe to the Raptors Wrap-Up. Smash the like button. I still believe the Raptors will win this series, because I had them winning in 7 games. And it's on point. And it's on the right path. So Raptors gotta take a bait. Raptors gotta take care of business in Game 6. Win or go home.